Most people hide their true feelings, afraid they'll look weak. But here's the truth. Your vulnerability is your greatest power. You see, being vulnerable isn't about weakness, it's about courage, real courage. It takes strength to say, I don't have all the answers. It takes bravery to share your fears and to open your heart. Think about it. Growth doesn't live in your comfort zone. It's born in those moments when you dare to be real, to be seen, to be you. Vulnerability is the bridge that connects you to others. It creates deeper, more authentic relationships because people can relate to your struggles and your victories. Look at Brené Brown, a researcher who didn't hide behind a perfect image. She shared her doubts, mistakes, and fears openly. And instead of pushing people away, her honesty pulled millions closer. When you embrace vulnerability, you turn mistakes into stepping stones. You stop seeing them as proof you're not enough and start seeing them as proof you're growing stronger. Here's your challenge today. Take one thing you've been hiding out of fear of judgment and share it with someone you trust. Let them see the real you. You might be surprised at the connection and relief that comes from being open. Vulnerability isn't your enemy. It's your secret weapon, the key to authenticity, resilience, and real growth.
Ever blown up at someone, then thought later, why did I even react like that? That's the moment you realize you weren't in control. Your emotions were. Emotional awareness is the skill that flips that script. It's the ability to recognize what you feel, why you feel it, and decide how you'll respond. Without it, you get dragged around by impulse, saying things you regret, making choices you didn't think through. With it, you control the steering wheel of your life. Take Clara, for example. She was a manager who clashed with her team. Every challenge felt personal, every disagreement a threat. But then she started journaling her emotions daily. Patterns emerged. She saw that her defensiveness came from one thing: fear of failure. Once she understood that, everything changed. She asked more questions, listened more, and her team's trust exploded. Here's something you can try today. When you feel a strong emotion, pause. Name it. I feel anxious. I feel hopeful. Then ask yourself, what triggered this? How do I want to respond? Because the moment you understand your emotions, you gain the power to master them. And mastering them, that's not just personal growth, it's self-empowerment.
You can work your whole life climbing the ladder, only to realize it's leaning against the wrong wall. That's what happens when you chase success without truly knowing yourself. Self-knowledge is the foundation that keeps you moving in the right direction, not just any direction. When you understand your beliefs, passions, fears, and strengths, you stop chasing what looks good to others and start chasing what feels right to you. Look at Howard Schultz, former CEO of Starbucks. He didn't just build a coffee company, he built a culture. Why? Because he knew what mattered to him. Dignity, respect, community, those values shaped every decision he made, and that clarity fueled global success. Here's your challenge. Spend 10 minutes today asking yourself 3 questions. What truly motivates me? What am I willing to sacrifice for? And what are my non-negotiable values? Write them down. Revisit them often, because long-term success isn't about speed, it's about direction. And without self-knowledge, you might win the race, but end up in the wrong place.
You can have the money, the title, the applause, and still feel empty inside. That's what happens when you chase success by someone else's definition. Our culture sells us a checklist: big salary, big house, big status. But none of that matters if it's not aligned with who you really are. Take John, a high-powered executive. On paper, he made it. Luxury lifestyle, industry respect,
everything people dream about. But every night, he felt drained, restless. It wasn't until he left it all to start a small nonprofit driven by his passion for education that he finally felt alive. And then there's Maya, a school teacher with a modest income but a deep sense of purpose. Every day, she knows she's shaping lives. Her success isn't about status, it's about meaning. Here's your challenge. Strip away the audience. Imagine no one could see or judge your life. What would your success look like then? Because real success isn't measured in applause. It's measured in how alive you feel when you wake up in the morning. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you prove you can be trusted. That's self-discipline, and it's one of the most powerful ways to build real self-worth. It's not about perfection. It's not about punishing yourself. It's about small, consistent choices that align with your goals and your values. Take Alex. He didn't start with extreme diets or crushing workouts. He just committed to walking 20 minutes a day. No excuses. Day after day, that habit grew. The walks became runs. The runs built confidence. And soon, it wasn't just his fitness that improved. He trusted himself to follow through on anything. Here's your move. Pick one small, achievable promise to yourself today. Drink more water. Read one page of a book. Write down one thing you're grateful for before bed. Keep it simple. Keep it consistent. Because self-discipline is the quiet builder of self-respect. And every time you show up for yourself, you're telling the world and yourself, I can be counted on.
The moments you fear the most might be the ones that make you unstoppable. That's the truth about resilience. It's not born from comfort. It's forged in failure, disappointment, and the challenges you'd rather avoid. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. And you build it by facing setbacks head-on, learning from them, and refusing to let them define you. Take Sarah. She lost her job without warning. The first reaction? Devastation. But instead of letting it break her, she asked, what can I create from this? She upskilled, networked, explored a new industry she'd always been curious about. 1 year later, she landed a role that paid more and aligned perfectly with her passions. Here's the shift. Setbacks aren't proof you're failing. They're proof you're in the fight. So when the next challenge hits, don't just ask, why me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Because that question can turn your breakdown into your breakthrough. The people you surround yourself with shape how you see yourself. Social competence, the ability to communicate, listen, empathize, and set boundaries, isn't just a nice skill. It's a weapon for building real self-worth. When you speak clearly and listen with intent, you build relationships based on trust and respect. And those connections send you a powerful message. You matter. But toxic relationships, poor communication, they can slowly destroy your confidence. Take Lucas. Shy, overlooked, invisible in most rooms. Until he joined a local community group and started practicing simple conversation skills, asking open-ended questions, really listening. Over time, he made genuine friends, felt seen, and realized his voice had value. That shift didn't just change his relationships, it changed how he saw himself. Here's something to try today. Practice active listening. When someone speaks, focus fully. Don't interrupt. Reflect back what they've said. Add to that clear boundaries, and you protect your energy while deepening your connections. Healthy relationships are mirrors. They reflect your value back to you. Choose them wisely. Nurture them deliberately. Because the right people don't just make life better, they make you better.
You've just heard the 7 pillars of building unshakable self-worth: vulnerability, emotional awareness, self-knowledge, redefining success, self-discipline, resilience, and healthy relationships. But remember, These aren't things you achieve once and forget. They're practices, choices you make every single day, small steps that shape the person you're becoming. Here's my challenge for you. Pick just one idea from today and put it into action before the day ends. Not tomorrow, not someday, today. And if this message hit you where you needed it most, take 2 seconds, hit that like button, and subscribe. That way, you'll never miss the next one. Because self-worth isn't found, it's built. And the next step? It's yours to take.